to That Haunted Podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and our other host.
I'm Shane. This is episode 4, by the way.
Yes, and today we're actually going to be talking... A lot of people ask me about, what was my first paranormal experience, what were some of the worst experiences I ever had, and I often say if it wasn't the Conjuring house, it was the house that I grew up in, because it was haunted as fuck, and it had an exorcism that just really didn't work that much. So we thought, what better way to talk about that story than to bring on a guest of somebody that actually has lived in the house during the exorcism and still currently lives there. So we are welcoming my mom. Her name's Carrie. Mom, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Yeah, so we are gonna...
It's your biological mom.
What the fuck? What other mom is there?
I don't know. I'm just talking.
He's just spitting.
Yeah.
I might have spit water there. I don't even know. Cooper's like, oh fuck, here we go, I can't.
So, Carrie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Your social security. No, I'm just kidding. What do we want to know, Alex?
I don't know. How do we want to start off with it? Do you want to do you want to ask her questions coming from somebody that, because I.
Why don't you tell the story, and then we'll.
And then you'll ask her questions,
Sure,
and
yeah.
you can jump in too.
Sure.
Because obviously, so I will say, I think my whole life growing up there, I noticed it was really haunted. I just didn't know it was negative. I think when I first moved in, I remember this old lady showing my mom and me around the house before we fully moved in. And I was little, and there was still carpeting. The walls were still yellow. It was before we painted. I mean, literally, it was from them smoking. It was still, remember that? You can talk. You don't have to be quiet.
No, I don't remember.
Really? Okay. Yeah, you can talk. You can, chime in.
Yeah, you can talk.
Just
This is
like
a
we
podcast.
talk.
Sure.
Just how we, chat, and very, very casual.
Only there's a microphone, and everyone's going to hear
Okay.
everybody.
Eventually.
Millions of people.
Yeah, but we can edit out whatever, too, so if something gets said. But, so we were walking around the house, whatever. This old woman is showing me and my mom. I don't remember if Ryan was with us. I'd assume so, because I was only 4 or 5. I remember being 5 living in the house, but I think right before moving in, I was 4 being 5. And I remember seeing shadow figures in the basement and the living room passing by them, and I was like, ooh. And then when we moved in, I would have a lot of experiences. At night as a kid, I mean, mind you, I know I have, some trauma and shit, but, not even getting into that, I would see shadow figures, and my parents thought I was fucking insane.
Yeah.
But I would hear voices, and I would come out of my room screaming. I would not sleep. I would have the lights on till, 3 to 5 a.m. on school nights. I would not sleep. I was terrified of that bedroom, and it's still the most haunted bedroom in that house still.
What do you think about that, Carrie? Alex being...
I remember her freaking out about the tall man with the top hat in the basement.
As a kid.
Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah, because that was the main one. I would see him with a whip down there, believe it or not. It was
I
like
don't
Indiana
remember.
Jones. I swear to God. He always had a whip or something. He just wanted to do something nasty. It was just a nasty, top-hatted figure.
I don't remember you telling me about
Yeah,
any whips.
it reminded me of Indiana Jones. That's why I didn't tell people about that part, because I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember all the other ones.
But,
You were terrified of your room. It was awful.
Yes, because there were nights where I would hear and I would see shadow figures all around my bed, hear a bunch of conversations, whispering, and then I felt something grab my thigh the one time. I felt something grab my shoulder and say, Alex, and then whisper in a different language, and I was like, fuck that. And I remember hearing you and Dad being like, you know what, our daughter's fucked up. We gotta take her to see. And they were like saying that I was just over imaginative. I'm pretty sure. They didn't find anything. You guys took me to see somebody.
Yeah.
And there was not much that came from that, correct?
No.
Yeah, so
You weren't very compliant with it, though.
Yeah, but like somebody that is insane, mentally insane, I don't
But like
think
when
could
we
have been.
first moved in, you were super young.
Yeah,
I
was
just
4 or
remember
5.
you talking about the guy in the basement.
Yes.
But it
when
wasn't
that
until
happened,
you
the
were
therapy.
older.
Yeah, that was in 6th grade therapy.
Because you guys shared the bedroom for
yeah,
a long
we
time,
had-
and then, well, not a
Yeah,
long
it's like
time,
once I
but-
was alone, I was being targeted. Oh, and the shadowy thing above my head that would be in my bedroom. There would be this black mass. It was like a shadow, but a black mass. It would get smaller, it would get bigger, and sometimes it'd be in the corner of my room. Or like when I had that girl, Emily. When we had my friend spend the night that one time. Remember that flip DVD player thing that I could plug into the wall? It was a portable DVD player.
From my brother.
Yes, I was borrowing that. I was watching movies in it with her. She had fallen asleep, and in the middle of the night, this bitch sits up, points to the corner of my room, and that's the corner where I always felt like there was something trying to talk to me too, oddly enough. And she was like, Al, what is that? She would call me Al for short. She goes, Al, what is that? And I'm like, what? What do you see, Emily? And she drops back down and falls asleep, and she didn't remember it the next day.
Oh.
Yeah. She never spent the night again. That's one of the last times I hung out with her.
Oh, blame her.
Well, you spent the night there. What was it like?
Well,
Horrible every night I spent the night there.
remember that? Do you want to say what you saw?
Yeah. So the first time I was there, I believe it was the first time, right? Get your water bottle.
Yeah.
Out of the way. First time I was there, we were talking to Carrie in the doorway. She was in the doorway. And I saw,
my room.
and I saw a shadow figure go behind her into the bathroom.
No,
I
that
kinda
was my
peeked head.
brother's old room, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you. This is not, you guys, by the way, the creepy haunted room. This is probably the only bedroom you felt good in. But yeah, sorry, continue. So my mom was like peeking in the bedroom, and Shane was like sitting on my bed with
No, I
me.
was standing
so we
up.
Oh, yeah.
We were standing talking to her, and then I saw like a shadow figure go behind her into the bathroom or something. I kind of peeked my head, and then I didn't say anything.
Or my old
It probably
bedroom.
went into the
the old
room
bedroom.
of Satan or something.
Yeah, it's literally like the hellhole. Because that's where I would also, well, let me rewind even a little bit. So, it just got worse and worse. Every once in a blue moon, as we started to have more friends over as teenagers, my best friend, she has felt choked there before. She was there 2 times when these things occurred. The coffee maker started on its own accord, and the hairdryer started on its own.
Sounds like a ghost who's trying to get ready for its day.
It was just insane. But like when she felt choked, she literally was like doing this on her throat, and it was in the living room in your chair actually. And she was like, I can't, and she has not gone back to that house since. She's gone outside, but not inside. And you would, it was just insane, the things that we would experience. I remember even with Ryan and Jesse, they used to mess with me. We watched Paranormal Activity, we all watched those movies, we even went to the theaters to see them. And then the one night they came home, all high, because they smoked the ganja, and they were like, oh, Toby's gonna get you. And they're like slamming on the shits and like fucking turning the lights off. And all of a sudden, me and Jesse look at the corner of this room and we see this tall top-hatted figure, and we both like started screaming. We were like, ah! And Ryan's like, what the fuck is wrong with you idiots? And he like didn't see it. But then they left, and I tried to take a shower, so I was in the bathroom. Literally, I had my clothes off. Like, I literally had the shower running and I hear a big slam on the bathroom door. Like, someone, like, came up and, like, just had to have slammed both their fists, like, that kind of thing. And so I started to back up towards the toilet, and a bottle of lotion, like, slid off and hit me in the hip. And I was like, and then I called Ryan to come back, and he was so pissed at me, he didn't want to come back. And I was freaking the fuck out, which you guys came home from work at, like, shortly after that, but it was fucking terrifying. And then I want to say, you know, it would have peaks and fades. And I feel like once Ryan started dating his fiance, she has a mom that's a psychic medium, and me and her bonded over this. But me and my brother's fiance were really close at this point in time. I was getting to know her, and we were having a movie night, and all of a sudden, all this weird shit starts happening. She got that like jab in the side, and she had like a mark in her back, like something scratched her. And then I got a notification on my phone, and her phone was plugged into the wall, not near her, and I was getting gifts and like writing in like Hebrew or like something, and it was the gift said "You're tacky" and I hate you. And then that next gif I got from her phone.
Oh, gif. Like
a
gifts.
gif.
Like
Yeah, like
present.
a gif.
Like you're getting
Which
Hebrew
what are
presents.
those called? The gifts? Like how do you explain what those are?
A gif?
Meme?
Yeah, they're like, do you guys know what gifts are? The little
Yeah, they know
things
what
that
gifts
pop
are.
up? I
Yeah.
figured. Well, so it sends me a gift saying, "You're tacky and I hate you." And then the next one it sent me was a genie coming out of a bottle, which I didn't know then. And I had studied demonology for 5 years. I was so mad at myself that I hadn't noticed things. Studied demonology for 5 years, didn't notice this, but like that could be a symbol for the jinn demon.
Wait, I'm confused. Hebrew gifts? What do you mean? Is that what you said, right?
No, it typed to me
Oh,
as well
sorry.
in Hebrew from what I looked up.
I was just thinking like a
Aye,
fucking
aye.
menorah or a
Oh,
yam
honey.
or those
What
tops.
the
Is that
fuck?
menorah? What's this?
Dreidel.
Dreidel, yeah.
The
I thought it was
hell?
like just a dreidel gift.
No.
I didn't know.
So then then it typed to me like all these letters, which when we looked up, it looked like it was Latin, Hebrew, whatever, and it didn't even make sense. It was just like, oh my god. And so then me and this woman are trying to sage, and we have her mom on the phone, and she's like saying, "In Jesus' name, get out!" Like blah, my sage caught on fire, literally caught on fire, in my room. Like I was just saging. I had already lit it, and it was just like smoking like normal sage, you guys. And as we started saying prayers, it literally caught fire. With an open window in there. It was getting smoky as hell, and we had to shut it down. Contacted an exorcist, which is how I met my first mentor. And then the thing was, okay, my brother's girlfriend, who's now his fiance, she didn't want to come to the house till this was taken care of because she had gotten physically attacked by this thing. It wasn't safe for her because she's very empathic. Then my brother was really upset, and he thought he was getting drunk, thinking, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna break up with me." Remember
that? Yeah.
But then the obstacle was, how the frick do we tell my parents that we need an exorcism because we can't get it done without their permission, the owner's permission. And I've told Shane all this, so he's probably like, I don't even know what you think of all that, but remember, and trying to tell my mom, we went up to her and we were like, "We have to talk to you," and you were like, "What do you want to talk about?" Like, and we were like, "We have to try and tell you outside of the house," and it was so hard to try and tell
for
her.
a drive.
Well, at first, remember, you didn't, and then you felt something. You were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, something's here." Like, you didn't want to leave the house until we started to tell you a little. And remember, you felt something all over. You said you got full body chills, like something came, or you were like, "What the fuck is that?" Do you remember?
Anytime that you talk about real or certain situations,
No,
I
but
get
that's
that.
specific. You said it felt different. You said it felt like a really
I don't
cold.
remember.
See, she, at the time, she told me it felt like something really cold and freezing came over her. And then we went for a drive, and we told her we ended up meeting up with the exorcist. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said it was going to take like a week to get there. And he said, "Don't think about it. Don't talk about it in the house."
Yeah.
And then when we went back to the house, we were trying not to think about it, trying not to talk about it.
Oh, God.
You talked to Dad at work and told him we're going to have a talk later before you get home. And that's how you
that
told
was
him.
before. No, we told him the night we
Before
stayed
we
at the
went
hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I told him the night at the hotel because
yeah,
the
it was
exorcism
getting
was the
bad.
very next day. It was horrible.
Well, do you want to say what was happening to you?
Ugh. You talking about like
All of it.
my
I know.
nap and then the shower.
Your nap. Oh, you had this?
Because I was sleeping.
You felt something sit next to you. You had a couple things.
Tell the story, Carrie.
I was
Tell it.
sleeping on the couch, and I was laying on my stomach sleeping, and all of a sudden, someone grabbed my bra strap and snapped it so hard, and I wake up and I'm the only one home. So now I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
It scared the shit out of me. So I get up and I go to the bathroom, and I decide I'm gonna take a shower, and I get in the shower and I'm washing my hair, and it felt like someone came behind me and touched my nipples. And it freaked me out. I've never had a quicker shower. I got the fuck out of there. I was like, oh my.
She also.
I was afraid to pee. I was afraid to go to the bathroom. I didn't know what the hell was going to happen.
Remember, I was sleeping on a big bed futon. We had the futon laid out as a bed, and I was sleeping next to you on that the whole week because I was terrified.
Well, after oh god, that was awful.
I couldn't sleep.
And then do you remember the day that we went? Because we packed.
Oh yeah, but remember also when you were sleeping, you felt something sit next to you or lay next to you almost. I had that happen as well, where I felt something in the bed. I heard something mimic
like
your voice too.
The major things. But
yeah,
like,
remember
we packed everything up.
No, because the day we decided to is because me and you were standing there. Ryan walked in the kitchen
from the store, and we walked in.
And Ryan was
You went to the bathroom. Ryan was sitting at the kitchen table.
I was right there with you, though. Me and you. No. He walked in. He was grabbing his DS, and remember the chandelier.
He was painting.
Well, he was grabbing something and then went back to his room or whatever. But when he walked in, this chandelier, you guys, was swaying. And the second he walked out, it came to a pin. And me and my mom, looked at each other and we were like, it was like, do you remember?
Yeah, but it was while he was sitting at the table, it just started
going really freaking
in
hard.
Circles above his fucking head, and I'm thinking
I was
to
scared
myself,
is it gonna come down on him?
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, how does he not?
How did he not fucking notice?
How did he not see it peripherally? How do you not
hear it?
It's something.
And I think it was meant to scare us and not him.
Whatever.
And we didn't react because we didn't want to.
Yeah.
Make it a bigger, but she was like, you looked at me and you were like, we're getting a hotel. And the thing is, I had to work.
No, I never said it out loud.
Oh, well, we did.
It was on the boulevard.
We agreed on the hotel, you guys.
No, it was the right
Hampton?
next.
The Red Roof.
It was right next door to that car lot where they sold cars.
It was to make sure that we could have animals there.
It was the only one that allowed you to have animals. Come on, we had a cat and 2 dogs.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I rented 2 rooms. It cost me almost $300.
Was it a nice hotel?
Not really.
It was
I'm just curious.
It was not terrible. They each had 2
beds.
It had a TV, a shower, the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we had 2 rooms right next to each other, and so if I wanted to see...
But I bought snacks, because they had a little microwave in there, so I bought stuff you could microwave, and because the next morning we were meeting at the house with
the exorcist and my soon-to-be mentor, or she's not anymore, but she was my first mentor at the time. Yeah. And then
But we went to where Scott works, and I was like, I hate to do this to you, but you can't go home tonight. I'm like, you have to. I rented a hotel.
What would you rate the hotel out of 10? How many stars? Just
6.
6 out of 10. All right.
I really thought he knew a couple days prior to, or a day prior.
It was the night because he had to meet us because he was closing. I
remember even him. I think he started to believe in it then because he remembers he started to have creepy experiences in the basement.
Avery came with me to the restaurant to tell him.
And he even We can edit out names.
What?
We can edit out names, don't worry.
Just don't say anyone's last name. You can say their social security number, it don't matter to me.
True. So
Mine is. Oh, go on.
Sorry.
I didn't say her last name.
I remember even after the exorcism, he said the house seemed lighter for a second,
Yeah.
like brighter, like
It
light
did,
was
though.
coming into. Remember before though, even the
It's like
birds were
just-
lined up outside and they were staring in. Like every time we'd be sitting there doing our makeup, we'd see all these animals outside just gawking at our house, like
That's weird.
unusually. Yeah, that's one of the things. What was that?
Bird.
Oh, it echoed off the wall.
Yeah.
You're
Don't-
jumpy.
I know. I'm
Don't
talking.
You're
even.
like prison
I'm like,
bitch
ah!
um.
No. But yeah, so then the next
was
morning,
creepy.
we packed up the animals. We came back, I think. Oh, that's probably what I heard. It was Cooper's ass, not
Was he
a
farting?
bird. Oh, no,
my God.
Sounds
honey.
like rotten eggs. Don't wave it my way.
I'm just waving it in general, away. And, diffusing it.
to you.
Disperse.
To you.
So I think then the next morning, we drove, met up. We waited on the street in two
They
separate
told us
cars.
to.
Yeah, because we were not walking in that house. Definitely not.
We
And
couldn't
were-
let the pets in the house.
Well, they said the pets would have been fine actually, but
Well,
I don't
maybe we
believe
let
that.
them in with them.
Actually,
stayed
no. The dog
outside.
stayed outside. I think Ryan and Avery kept
The cat.
in the car. I
While
think
we did
Avery
the
kept the
thing?
cat in the car, if I'm not mistaken, because it was just me, you,
It was the four of us.
Ryan, and Dad, and then the psychic medium, who was my first mentor, and then the exorcist went in, did prayers. They did take a creepy doll from the basement as well.
Yeah. What did they say about it?
They thought something was attached to it, but then,
Yes.
No, they probably did.
It was a Cupid doll, an antique Cupid doll for anyone that knows what those are.
Probably fucking looked up on eBay like, this is definitely haunted, guys. We gotta take this.
Yeah.
Fucking sold it.
It probably was worth something.
but frickin' it was really, I don't know, I didn't think it had to do with the doll at this point,
I
but
loved that doll.
it's so sad they took it.
They're like fucking
And he was
$5,000.
like, we're gonna keep it in the trunk. But, then, activity came back to the house, and I started my sessions with that medium, and, that's when I started to believe in God, actually, because I had an experience where, like, when she was having me meditate and call him in for protection, I actually, like, felt a very strong protective presence that, like, and I saw an outline that resembled him. And she confirmed that that was likely him. So yeah, then they went through, they did that. There was still activity came back though, you guys. It was just, and that's, so when Shane even said he had an experience, that's stuff that happened after the
We
exorcism.
also heard someone come in that one time.
Yes,
and then we heard
we were
bags
painting.
moving too. Yeah.
We were painting in my room, in my brother's old room at the time that I had taken over when I moved back. At one point. So me and Shane were painting in that room, and Cooper was in there, and he got excited because he heard somebody come in. I heard someone come in. I heard somebody breaking up ice, like I thought it was you, bring bags in, like you had gotten home early, stopped at the store for stuff, because sometimes, occasionally you would do that if you didn't have to, like, shut your brains out. And I was like, oh, my mom must be home. You heard that? And Shane was like, oh, yeah, let's go. We're going to go out and say hi. And Cooper was so excited, wagging his tail. We opened the door. Nobody was there. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? We were confused.
Well, he hears stuff like that all the time, still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember also as a teenager, I would constantly be afraid to be home alone. I thought people were breaking in because I would hear people running up the stairs, like hitting the walls on their way up from the basement, or like coming in the doors.
Yeah.
And
he hears things all the time.
he hears that still. I think because I'm not there because, I was a threat. I think because he's an easy target, because he's easily stirred by it emotionally, it's easy for them to just... So yeah, you can cut out that little other part, but... So
Yeah,
it's just really intriguing.
It doesn't... it doesn't do it to me. He hears the back door, which has a creak. It makes a distinct squeaking noise when
Can
you
you
open
mock
it or no. I really can't. Are you messing with me?
Yeah. Is it like a... Or is it like a...
He's messing with you.
Like that?
Neither of those.
Okay, well, I tried.
Then that wooden door, I know it's not attached, but it wouldn't, like, fall for no reason. There's no draft to make that wooden door from the hall fall over that hard.
No.
There's just been some wacky... Oh, when me and
There
you
would
investigated,
be-
the lamp, we couldn't catch it. It was shaking.
Yeah,
it would
swaying back and
stop,
forth, yeah.
and then it would do it again. And then I started jumping on the
lamp?
floors, the one in the living room. That's right
Near the front door.
near the front door.
Where?
Oh, by the TV?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I tried to creak on that floor, jump. I couldn't get it to do that.
It. Yeah, no, I don't have any issues. I really don't.
But he experiences
But he
all the
experiences,
shit.
like, people coming in the back door, which we keep that door locked.
Yeah, that
Anytime I
door's a
leave the
lock.
house, I always lock it.
Mm-hmm.
But he hears it all the time. He said sometimes he hears my voice. That's all.
Voice mimicking. See, and I just said too, like,
Yeah.
during that, I would hear your voice occasionally say, like, Alex.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Alex. And I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah? No, he hears that. I don't hear that. But I got the safe room.
Exactly. I don't know what it is about that room, but that is the safest room in that house. And I think also Ryan never let it affect him. I remember him getting upset. I remember him crying the one time because he was like, I don't like that I can't protect my family because it's something I can't even see. How can I protect anybody from something I can't even fucking see? And that's what pisses me off. And he would get really upset about that.
Yeah. I do remember that, actually. I probably wouldn't have. Till you said that.
Yeah, there's like certain things you just remember from the house. I don't know. Is there anything else you remember from the house, Shane? It's just crazy, you guys, because it's just like some cases, just like the Hinsdale house had an exorcism, and it still has wicked activity.
I don't think I experienced too much other than the investigation that one time when I first went there. The hearing.
Everyone
Someone
felt
come in.
creepy at that house, so
Yeah.
basically anybody that's ever come there has told me that they had an off feeling inside. Avery's mom would see something with a mask, and what's funny is then in certain selfies, Avery's mom, yeah, when she drove
She's
up,
never...
well, she dropped Avery and Ryan off the one time, or picked Ryan up
Yeah.
from there, and in the blinds, she saw something peek out. I thought I saw something peek out of the blinds when you guys had blinds at the time too, though. Yeah, there was just... Oh, when I first got Cooper, before the exorcism, I had him in the front yard. I was trying to train him without a leash. I saw Dad walk out of the house down the driveway and then disappear. And I was like, he's not home. Nobody was home. I was home alone. And Ryan was somewhere. It was fucking insane. And there was multiple times I thought I saw somebody's head, the top of somebody's head at those windows near your sink, like, you know, as if somebody's walking by and you just see their head.
Like walking by outside?
Multiple
Oh,
times.
I've never seen anything else.
I remember I've heard Native American whistles over there before too, which I know Native Americans pass through a lot of over here, so. But yeah, just really, even Cooper would like growl at the front hall, remember? When he was a puppy. Oh my god, he would stare at you guys and just, like I never heard him growl like that. Huh?
Is that what you sounded like?
Yeah.
Like that?
No, I'm just kidding, sorry.
Here we go, real Alex.
Raggy.
Roasts. Raymond's Raggy. So Sorry.
Is there even? No. Oh, that was terrible.
That was, I don't know what that was.
Do we want to wrap it up?
I think so. Is there anything you want to say about the house? About that? Do we want to say that we have? Well, I mean, we did say that we investigated there. Do we want to say we have something coming out? We
Probably
don't.
not to. If you want to, go ahead. We'll decide later. So I can always edit it out. No.
I don't see why not. They don't know
Go for
when.
it.
We do have something coming out on the house. Do you have anything to say about that?
No,
Say something.
something.
All right.
Yeah, I think.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm curious to see.
Well,
What
you never
evidence
saw-
we
you
caught?
never saw
Oh, did you edit it already?
that.
The whole thing?
Yes. I gotta add the finishing bullshit, but it's put together.
Did you want to show her a couple
No,
things?
no,
No?
Yeah, I do.
no.
Why?
You don't want
I'll
to see
see
it till
it.
it's put together?
Yeah. I
It's
don't
gonna be
know.
scarier.
I don't know if I want to see it put together either. But
No, you can sit with us. You can
You ever
hold
see
my
Clockwork
hand.
Orange?
See, this is good
yeah,
content.
years
Here.
ago.
We're gonna do that to you to make you watch it. We're
Wait,
gonna
what?
put your eyeballs open. We're gonna see you from a screen,
Oh,
show you
shit.
graphic images, and you're gonna be desensitized, and then Clockwork Orange you.
No.
So before your time, Alex, you wouldn't know what that is.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
do, because you're younger than me.
Years ago, when I did see that movie, I was chirping. So
Really?
yeah.
Can we keep this in the podcast, please?
Sure.
I don't remember all of it.
It's a great movie.
What was your
I'd
trip
have to
like?
watch it. I don't know. I've did it so many times
What'd you
back
trip
in
on?
that day. Acid.
PCP? Coke?
Acid.
Oh. What is third grade?
What?
That's nothing. Acids for
You've
kids.
never done anything other than,
It's not true.
and neither have I. We're marijuana
I've
people,
done.
and you're not even a marijuana. No, you have not.
I have.
No,
I told you
haven't.
the story like multiple
Just because
times.
it's laced doesn't mean. Just because your gondola is laced doesn't mean that you did that, Shane.
It was in his system. Yes, he did.
Okay.
Maybe not by choice,
I don't know
but
who
it's
would-
still.
I don't know who would lace a week with the
He
cum,
went
but yeah.
woo. Shut up, Shane. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're keeping that in.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care.
Here's a question. Carrie,
Yeah.
what do you think about Alex doing ghost hunting?
Oh
Do-
yeah.
What do I think
What do you
about
think about it?
it?
Think she's fucking weird?
Huh?
Talking to the mic.
Ghost
so they hear you.
hunting,
What do you
demonology,
think about that? Think it's
psychic
weird?
mediumship.
Think it's cool?
It freaks me out.
It's not the question.
You asked
Yes,
me
it
how I
is.
felt.
Let
About her
her
doing it.
answer.
That's how I. Whoa.
I want to know. No, I'm curious. That's a good question.
What time is it? Time to go?
No. I want to hear. I just.
No, it freaks me out. It definitely freaks me out. I get nervous sometimes, like I'm afraid something might happen, and I don't like that. Like you're putting yourself in harm's way, and I don't like that. And it's not anything I would want to be part of or know about. You know what I mean? Not that I don't want to hear about it.
You know.
Some of the things.
Some of the things.
Yeah.
You seem interested in the demonology stuff, though.
Yeah, but not when it's specifically to you. Do you know?
Gotcha.
Do you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Even though I know what needs
Yeah,
to be done and
I-
everything, if something happens.
Yeah.
How do you feel about my knowledge of demonology and
What do you mean? How do I
paranormal
feel
stuff?
about it?
Do you feel like I'm pretty well equipped and knowledgeable? Do you
Oh,
feel
absolutely.
Do you
You've done so much research, and studying and preparation.
how do you feel about my psychic mediumship?
That's another thing that
What?
weirds me out.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Now,
it's
say something
cool.
nice about her.
It's very cool. And she definitely catches people off guard. And that's what creeps me.
Is that I get stuff that's really...
Yeah. And you can, especially when you used to do it at home. Oh,
And you would see it. Or like for your friends that you'd have over and I'd go and do it
Yeah.
for them.
it would give me the chills. Yeah, no, I like that part. I think that's cool. Like, I always tell people about that. I don't always talk about the demonology. I
Well,
will
'cause
mention it.
that's a touchy subject for people sometimes.
Well,
that
sure.
makes sense.
But, well, so is
Psychic
mediumship.
Yeah, I think that's easier than demonology almost.
It's
so,
just
'cause
more
demons
well
are
known.
Really scary for
Yeah.
people to accept.
I told that one person.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because something's going on over there.
That's creepy. Do you think me and Shane will end up well known in the field?
Yes, I do.
Famous, perhaps?
I do.
Oh,
Look at that.
look at it. Now look at
Yeah, I
this.
can definitely see that.
Good. I'm gonna put the gun down now.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
What-
right?
And last question. So, you said we would go to Louisiana and you would sit in on an investigation but not, like, do anything.
Louisiana.
Would you ever sit in on an investigation in general with Shane and I if we took you on one?
You can say no. I wouldn't
With,
trust
like,
me
good
either.
spirits, not anything harmful. Like, if we took you somewhere, like, historical, not, like...
Like
Of
Alcatraz?
negative... No. Something not of negative history,
Yeah.
but something of, like, fun history.
Well,
Like
yeah.
Salem.
No, like, like a carnival site or, like, somewhere where there's an
Carnival
old
site?
carnival.
That's scary as hell.
Oh, it is?
What the
Why?
fuck? That's like
There's,
the worst
there's
place to
people
pick.
having fun, or I don't know, where would be fun then? What would be
I named
like,
2 places.
or I just think any place where there's like people from another time frame is really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's
Just
definitely
as long as there's no nasty things.
Like Gettysburg.
Scary things.
That's scary and nasty.
Gettysburg is
Gettysburg,
scary,
that's what you
not a
said.
battle site. Like yeah, we could take you. So you would go on somewhere maybe like more calm.
Like Hull House.
Hull House was a good place. There wasn't really anything. Well, that one
Yeah.
attic
That's
was
one.
negative, but that's just one thing because that just has to do
Why'd
with
you
the
keep up
times
there
with
alone?
what they did. They trapped somebody up there, I think, or would lock them up there for punishment or whatnot. But like the other
What
spirits.
time frame was that?
Yesterday.
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
right? We're gonna lock you up there
Van
tonight.
Horn.
Van
Those
Horn,
spirits
yeah.
were so where we want to get married. They're so nice.
Okay.
Oh my god!
But
I
we
heard
were
like
talking.
music.
You just went through 3 topics in 1 minute.
Yeah. That's his
I did.
podcast.
No, I was talking about like.
No, I'm saying no. I
What?
lost it.
Sorry.
Italians, am I right, guys? Alright, we gotta wrap this up, Alan.
Sorry.
This is gonna be a pain in the ass to edit. Thank you for listening to That Haunted Podcast.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe to our channel, you guys, and we will see you next time. Oh,
Oh, jeez.